What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Between the Reps. I'm excited to bring you guys another episode. We are on episode 11. This episode is going to be a little different than typical. I know I have quite a few guests coming on here in the coming weeks, so really excited to share their stories and give you a different perspective on some different industries that we'll be diving into and those guests' area of expertise. That's what we have to look forward to here in the next coming weeks. And today, just going to really hit on some faith stuff and kind of my journey and recap the last week of phase 2, which I'm in the last week right now. So we'll talk about that a little bit and kind of highlight what phase 3 is going to look like as we get closer to Pelotonia and just kind of how I'm feeling about dad life. I know Father's Day just happened yesterday. Shout out to all my dads out there. Happy Father's Day. Keep doing the things that you're doing. Keep showing up for your families. And I really hope that we had time yesterday to really spend with our kids. I know for me, it was fun to just hang around the house and be with the girls. And I know I say that a lot, but being a dad is my greatest accomplishment. And having two beautiful, healthy little girls that just light up my world. I know coming home from work and Sage is just waiting at the door for me, or she runs up to me and Dada's home. I just melt, and I love that feeling of knowing that someone else is counting on me and someone else loves me, and just the joy that they see, even if I've had a bad day, being able to walk through those doors and it all kind of goes away. So want to hit on fatherhood a little bit, some of my faith, and just kind of recap the last week of phase 2 in that training. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Phase 2, I'm feeling pretty confident. Emily and I hit a long bike ride on Saturday. Saturday was a long day for me. In the morning, I hit a lift and then I did a run. Then I got to golf with a few of my buddies from back home. That was really nice to see them and kind of catch up with all the things that we have going on right now in life between kids, weddings, relationships, just really able to take a couple hours and hang out with them on the golf course and just spend that quality time with one another. And then once I got back home, sat down for a little bit, changed, and then Emily and I went on a 30-mile bike ride. That was a lot of fun, being able to go out with her and spend that quality time, even though it wasn't like a date night per se, just being able to be alone and us doing what we love, being able to dive into fitness a little more and just be in a new environment. We went downtown and rode on the Olentangy Trail, and it was a good time. Grabbed Chipotle after that, came home, hung out. Emily is on a Love Island kick right now, and she tries to get me to watch it with her. I sit there, I dabble, but trying to catch up on some of those episodes with her and just being able to kind of check out for a little bit. I know we don't watch a lot of TV and just kind of busy and really structured throughout the week. And even on the weekends, I know we have a ton of stuff going on. So it's pretty structured and a good regiment that we have going on. Days like Saturday to kind of kick back and be mindless for a few hours while we're at home and just relax was really nice. And then Sunday, Father's Day, it was great. Went to church in the morning, came home. Emily made an incredible dinner. I'm actually going to get a recipe from her and I'm going to link it. It's like a chicken orzo dish. It has these chicken tenders, orzo, spinach, Parmesan cheese, and heavy whipping cream. I think those are all the ingredients. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. And then she also made her homemade Caesar salad. It is the most simple recipe in the world, but for some reason, I promise you, is the best Caesar salad I've ever had in my life. Did that. And then I walked down to Johnson's Ice Cream, got us some ice cream, and just kind of enjoyed the evening together. It was a good weekend. Good weekend with the girls, good time with some friends, and being able to just have that quality time with the people that you love. It was, can't hit on it enough, man. It was so nice to see my friends and have some boy time and just kick back, hit some balls. I'm not the best golfer in the world, but it was still a great time to get out on the course with the boys and just kind of hang out and relax, man. So phase two, programming. It's been a ride, I think, these past few weeks of a lot of volume. I know I hit almost 95 miles on the bike, and then I ran about 18, and then I lifted 3 days a week. The biking is getting easier. Honestly, I love cycling right now. It's really enjoyable for me. I went to a run club on Thursday, which was really cool. Dadletics, Tyler Smith, I believe his last name is Smith. He started this about a year ago. So it's at Upper Arlington High School. It's every Thursday at 5:30 a.m. A good solid core group of guys go there, and Tyler plans the workout each and every single week. And then you just come, you show up, do a warm up, and then some guys will do their own kind of workout. But it's good to have just that community of men that are pushing each other. I know a lot of them are fathers, and just seeing them go and do hard things and the example that they're setting for their families, and really just seeing how cool it is that no matter what age you are, no matter what running pace you're at, just a good group of community to come and put the work in. I know most of them are training for either the half or the full, and a couple guys are doing some triathlon stuff and Ironman work. Most of them are in a prep, and it's kind of got me excited about maybe redeeming myself in the full marathon. Probably not, especially with the wedding, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to speak it into existence or put anything out there yet. I know Emily had mentioned something the other day if I would want to do the full in October, but it is the week after our wedding, and I don't know. I think right now I'm just enjoying training for this Pelotonia, and then after that, I'm really going to go right back into just the hybrid model of training and just enjoying the process. I want to kind of focus on my strength, get a little bigger in regards to my muscular endurance, and just kind of enjoy training again. I might take a break on some of the preps. I've been doing it, I think, for the past year and a half, 2 years of preparing for something. And I think I just kind of want to get back to the roots of lifting and running and just that hybrid model of training, maybe throw some high rock stuff in there and just going into the gym and enjoying it and not being so regimented on exactly what I'm training for. I really want to get back to strength training a lot more and getting a little stronger, because with the mileage and endurance stuff that I'm doing right now, I've definitely lost some strength. I feel strong, but I don't feel as strong as I would like to, which is okay. And I'm in this season of life for a reason, and I'm preparing my body for a long bike ride that I'm going to need the training that I'm currently doing. So phase two has been good. We're going to be heading into phase three. Mileage on the bike's going to ramp up a little more. Towards the end of phase three, my lifting will cool down a little bit. It'll still be 3 days a week, but it'll be more injury prevention stuff and not so much muscle building. I'll just probably be in a maintenance period for about 6 weeks, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. So what I can say about phase two and what it's taught me is just the persistence, to be focused on the task at hand and be where my feet are each and every single day, whether I'm going to the gym, I'm hopping on the trainer, or I'm going for a run or a bike ride outside. Just being where my feet are, being focused on that specific training session. It's helped me tremendously, especially getting through workouts, not wasting time, making sure, especially in the mornings, that Emily has time, really regimented on my workouts and what I'm supposed to do for that specific day. And I think that's been great. And I'll carry that on into the next endeavor that I go into. And after the Pelotonia, just my everyday training sessions. I kind of like how this is set up with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday lift. And then Tuesday, Thursdays are my main endurance days. I still want to try to run every day, at least 3 to 5 miles, but really focusing on being where my feet are, being on task with my training, and just making sure I'm going into the gym and whatever workout it may be with intention and purpose. I think for the question of the week, one of my buddies, he's actually going to be on the podcast next week. So episode 12, it's going to be a good one. It might be a long one, but it's going to be a good one. He spoke on his podcast about his faith journey, and he had one of his good friends on that kind of has walked with him through his faith journey. And something he asked, and I thought was really interesting, is what keeps your faith? What keeps you going? What keeps your spirits up? What helps you truly believe? And one of the things that he mentioned was, and I can't stop thinking about this, is he said, he knows God is real, and this is from the most selfish perspective, and that is, I'm here today. At times, I think I get caught up in the fact that I don't even feel like I'm worthy of the life God has given me at times. I still go back in my head of all the mistakes, all the things I've done in my past that kind of shames me into believing that I don't deserve to be where I'm at. This can translate into my perspective on fatherhood of my girls are a prime example of I deserve to be here. I deserve to be where I'm at in my life. And I need to give myself grace, and I need to understand that God's plan for me has already been written from the beginning. He knew that I was going to sin. He knew I was going to make mistakes. He already had this in his plan. This is just a part of the path and part of the journey. So to keep that in perspective and to know that I'm here for a reason, I'm doing what I'm doing for a reason, is because of him. And he's been in control this whole time. That gives me my perspective on how I stay faithful. And that's how I stay vigilant on the task that he set for me. Some days it's harder than others. And I really have to focus on the why and the reason that I'm here. But he's brought people into my life that have magnified that have enhanced my abilities and have given me confidence to go after the things that I want to go after and do the things that he has led me to do. He's the reason for the opportunities that I've been given. He chooses me after all of those mistakes, after all the mess ups, after all the I'm sorries. He still chose me at the end of the day. I used to want so much in regards to materialistic things and really worrying about myself and the person that I was going to be and how did this relationship benefit me. But him giving me the girls and Emily has really taught me to just be at peace with the life that I have, to be thankful for the things that I have. Yes, I'm still hungry, I'm still passionate, and I still want to go after things. But at the end of the day, I'm at peace. I have what I need. I'm able to provide for my family. I'm so relaxed. I used to be so anxious and so worried about what was next and if I'm going to survive the current situation that I'm in. Having that peace of knowing that when I wake up in the morning, I have two beautiful little girls that are all smiles to see me. I get to wake up next to my beautiful fiance. I get to come home to a family that loves me and cares about me. That is the greatest gift that I could have been given in this life. There's no amount of money that I would trade for that. There's no amount of fame or things that could change where I want to be right now. I think when I first started to learn about faith was from my grandma, watching her show up every single day, watching her go to church Sundays, Wednesdays, serve in the church, be a part of worship, and seeing my great grandma, just the family that they built within the church. At that young age, I didn't realize how important it was. To me, it was a chore. I wanted to get to church on Sunday, especially during football season, and I wanted it to be over so I could get down to the field and we could play our game. When I knew we were halfway through church, I was 30 minutes closer to being able to go and play our game. For me, my grandmother, she worked so hard. I think she was cutting her grass up to a week before she passed away. And just seeing how faithful she was to Christ and how much she did for everyone around her, how much she sacrificed for the life that she was in. She didn't have all the things in the world. She wasn't rich by any means, but she lived a rich life. Her relationships were pure. Her intentions were pure. The things that she did, the way she did them, the way the community looked at her. I want to be half as good as she was. I want God to work through me, and I want him to lead me in a direction that I need to go. And I give it up to him. And that's been probably one of the hardest things that I could admit to say, even to this day, that I still struggle with, is giving it all up to him. My finances, the direction in my career, the direction in my relationships. Everything that he has given me has been because of him. Yes, there's things that I've worked at and worked hard for, but at the end of the day, it was because of him. It's the direction he has in my life. There's been multiple situations that I should not have ended up in the place that I was at because of the things I was doing. I had someone watching over me. I had someone leading me in a better direction. Life at times is unfair. So for someone that would ask, that has had a magnitude of things happen to them, how do you have faith? How do you still believe? I think you should ask yourself and you should reflect on the fact that you're here, the fact that you are still in the position to change the outcome of your life. That's why I believe, because God's plan is so much greater than I could have ever imagined. I'm stronger because of the things I went through. I'm smarter because of the things I went through. I'm more patient because of the things I went through. The life that he has provided to me is because of the things that I went through. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't want to push faith on you. And I don't want this episode to feel like I'm preaching, but it's something that has given me this life and given me this opportunity to speak on these things and have a platform where I can spread his love. I can spread his grace. I can spread the plan that he has for you. And by no means am I perfect. I'm still growing in my faith each and every single day. I still make mistakes. I still fall short because at the end of the day, we're all sinners. We all fall short. But we have to be able to reflect on that, and we have to be able to see that and know that he has grace. He gave me, like I said, two beautiful little girls. And to recap on how I'm feeling as a dad, it's my second Father's Day, and I now have two little girls. I would have never thought 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I would be in this position with Emily and we'd be parents of two under two. It's not easy every day. And I know we do a good job of making it look like we got it all together at times in regards to being able to go get workouts in, being able to be organized, both of us working full-time jobs. But there's also a side that a lot of people don't see. It's the side of our daughter not sleeping at night. It's the side of us waking up, which a lot of parents deal with, of having a 6-month-old that is starting to teeth, and we go through it just like everybody else. And I could say from my end is how great of a partner and how patient and responsible Emily is, and how much she truly does for this family, and how much she truly shows up every single day, whether she's got zero sleep or she's got 9 hours of sleep. She, for the most part, is the same even keeled person every single day. And if you can build that foundation in your relationship and you guys can have that baseline and you guys hover around that baseline at all times, you're not getting too high, you're not getting too low, then a lot of things are going to work out for you. Having that communication. And there's times where Emily and I too, we go back and forth on things. It's not always happy-go-lucky with us. Even just this Friday, we got in a little argument about going to the store. Emily had the day off, so she went to the store with the girls. I guess Lennon was losing her mind. Sage was kind of uncomfortable. They had been at the pool all day with their sisters, and they were tired. So Emily was like rushing around the store trying to grab stuff. She came home. I looked in the fridge. It looked like she got absolutely nothing. I think the way I said it and approached the situation, instead of asking her kind of like what happened, I just said, oh, well, now I just got to go back out again. And that wasn't the way to handle the situation. Instead of just coming to her and us talking about it first and then her being able to explain her side. And I had no idea the girls were unhappy and kind of throwing a fit. I wouldn't want to be in the store with them doing that either. So just understanding where each other's are coming from, and both of us could have blown up on each other because I reacted a certain way, and then Emily could have came back at me, but no, took a few seconds. We were able to kind of talk about it, and that's how most of our arguments are. Being able to see both sides and have a common solution for the problem. Because at the end of the day, the grocery store is not a make or break deal for me, and it's not a make or break deal for her. Yeah. Am I irritated because now I'm going to have to go back out, or one of us are going to have to go back out? And I'm just like a routine. I like to get our meals done. I like to have everything. I don't like to go back and forth to the store a lot. And that's something that I need to work on, is just not being so uptight about stuff like that. Just like the weekend, I talked about having this weekend of just kind of like mindless and not a lot of regiment. And it's very kind of lackadaisical. We had one of those weekends. So being able to just take a step back and like, it's okay, dude, it's really not that big of a deal. And just having good communication with your partner is so important. I think that's why a lot of the things that we do work, is because we can communicate pretty good with each other. We know how each other is feeling on a certain day. We're able to navigate that and really just be there and be a team. When I talked about being in a locker room and having teammates, she really is my teammate. We are a really good team together. And without that, none of this would work. And she is a great example of why this works, because she's very patient, she's very understanding, and she does a really good job at keeping me on track and on task and just organizing everything with our family. So love you, babe. Keep being amazing. Keep doing what you do for our family. and I appreciate you. Bible verse of the week. Today we're going to be in Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind in Christ Jesus. Don't be anxious about anything. In this verse, Paul isn't saying we'll never feel anxious. He's telling us not to let our anxiety become our master. Worry is a natural emotion, but it shouldn't dictate our decisions or our outlook. I think this is an invitation to bring our concerns somewhere productive instead of constantly worrying about them and carrying them by ourselves. Just like I said, the dadletics community, having a group of men that you can go and do hard things with kind of is like therapy in itself. And really surrounding yourself with a community of people and not going through this life alone. I know there's things that I used to struggle with that I would be too nervous or too embarrassed to share with people. But now being able to speak how I feel and talk about my emotions and share that is so much better and so relieving. Not holding everything in and carrying it by myself, because the way I'm reacting to situations, no one else knows that because I'm not sharing it with them. I'm not being the best version of myself because I'm holding on to so many things. So find a community, find someone that you can share your life with and the perspective of how you're feeling. But in everything by prayer and supplication. Notice the word everything. God isn't only interested in your life and your biggest moments. He wants us to bring our careers, relationship, finances, health, and even the things that seem small. Pray about those. Shift our focus to what we can't control and the one that is in control, and that's Jesus Christ. Being able to give it all to him and lay it out on the line through prayer and through worship, to let it out. You can't control some of the things that happen to you. So give it to the one that can control it. He's in control. Let God lead your life and let him be the light that you need. With thanksgiving, this is often the hardest part. Gratitude changes your perspective, and I cannot say that enough. How much I look at this life and how grateful I am changes my whole outlook on everything. If I'm having a bad day, if things didn't go right, if something financially pops up, just knowing that I am in a situation and I'm in a life where I can handle it and I can give it to someone else and I can let go of how I'm feeling has been so releasing to my peace and the inner person that I am. If we are constantly in a reactive state, whether that's reacting to stress, pressures at work, whatever it may be, we're going to always be uneasy. You're always going to be worried. Sometimes we just need to take a step back. We need to pause. We need to pray. Or sometimes even just let out a scream, relax, and just sit back for 10 seconds when something happens and just pause. If you're not super religious, just pause. If you feel comfortable bringing the things that you have in prayer to God, pause and pray. God has always been faithful. He gives us our confidence. And through him, you can find faith again if you've lost it. We have that ability. We can make that choice. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. God's not always going to remove the heartache or the pain immediately, but at a certain point, he'll bring you peace. It's not based on your circumstances. You have to have an undeniable trust in who he is. People notice this piece. They can see it on your face. They can feel it in your energy. They can feel the sense of relief from you. That's the feeling that I want to spread to others. Will guard your heart and your mind in Jesus Christ. The word guard paints this picture of soldiers protecting a city, and that's what Paul uses the military language for. God's peace stands watch over our hearts. That's with our emotions and our thoughts. He's protecting us from being overwhelmed, being stressed out, being in that fear and constant anxiety state. Peace isn't always found when the problem disappears. Peace is found when we surrender every problem to God. And that's been, like I said, one of the hardest things that I've had to do on my journey to be the person and continue to grow in who I am. Giving it all to God, giving all of my problems to God, not trying to solve everything by myself. That's who I am. I don't ask for help. I don't go to others. I want to try to solve everything by myself. That's been the biggest piece of my growth and development that I've had to learn, is to give others a chance. Give God my issues and let him solve the problems at hand, because it's not in my control. If I can challenge any of you guys this week, the next time you feel anxious or you're lacking faith, stop and recognize it. Pray about what is specifically weighing on you. Thank God for 3 blessings in your life. And finally, trust God. Trust him with the outcome. I promise once you do this, the changes that you'll feel internally and emotionally will change who you are forever. Two questions as we wrap up here that I want to ask each and every single one of you is, what are you holding on to today that's creating an unnecessary anxiety? And can you name 3 things that you're thankful for today, even if life feels difficult? I know there were points in my life and points where I thought that I wasn't going to make it to tomorrow, that I had nothing to live for, that I didn't deserve to be on this earth. Find 3 things that you can hold on to, that you're thankful for. I just want to say that I love each and every single one of you, and that I care about who you are and that you're here. With this month being Men's Mental Health Month, continue to check in on your people. Continue to show up for the men in your life. We have to be stronger. We have to come together. We have to build community. Don't allow someone to go through something alone. If this episode has helped you in any way and you're enjoying the content that Between the Reps is bringing you, give us a follow, subscribe on YouTube. We are on Apple Music and Spotify. We would love the support. Leave a comment, leave a review. And if you guys have any questions or need anything at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys have a great rest of this year. Continue to grow, continue to develop, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.